Salud. Welcome, everyone. Today we discuss breaking news. More than 18 million dead people, yes, you heard it right, are receiving Social Security insurance payments. So let's get started, everybody. As you read from the headlines, Elon Musk and his DOGE team have revealed that more than 18 million Americans who are dead are receiving Social Security insurance payments that are totaling into the billions. And this is every year. In particular, President Trump shared that $521 million is being spent on research. Where is that? I think in Africa, and there's no trace to the payments. And that is the reason why the Democrats are having a meltdown, and Leticia James, psychotic AG of New York, has wants Elon Musk arrested with state charges. And this woman is on the brink of being removed from office or definitely indicted. Um, I believe that Alvin Bragg, Leticia James, and Fonnie Willis all have some monetary connection to donors who are fueling and funding the demise and overthrow of President Donald Trump. So, with no further ado, I'm not going to let me start out with the market recap. So, that is very important. Let's find out where Bitcoin is right now. Bitcoin should be up, and it is up $606 to the price of $96,184. It's basically just zigzagging now while the crypto team gets in place. Currently, Ethereum is up $42 to the price of $2,713. I'm expecting the S&P 500 to be in the green, and it is positive $18, climbing to the price of $6,164. And so the Dow Jones should be up more than $400. And let's see where that is. And the Dow Jones is down $3.14. And there is, and at this point, the market is closed. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down $3.14 to the price of $44,553. Right now, everything is lackluster, so there's no reason to panic right now. The markets, as I've already said, that it's interesting, and this was to be expected. The Democrats did a distraction campaign. They first tried to bark and hem and haw as if they weren't going to appoint any of the intelligence or legal team picks for the cabinet. And then they went ahead and approved and confirmed Attorney General Pam Bondi, Secretary of Intelligence, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. They've already approved for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but they are holding up Small Business Association, Kelly Loeffler, Howard Lutnick, who's a billionaire, for Secretary of Commerce, Trade Representative Greer, and right now Lori Chavez is being, she's in right now in Congress being grilled. And they've waited because they want to make sure that, to the best of their ability, that they can delay the Trump team as far as focusing on the economy, which the president has promised to immediately uplift the economy. And that is the reason why they've delayed the pick. So let's do a recap. There's 6 left. Lori Chavez DeRemer, Secretary of Labor; Jamison Greer, Secretary of Trade Representative; Kelly Loeffler, Secretary of the Small Business Association; Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce; finally, Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education, and that's probably going to be short-lived; and Elise Stefanik of United Nations Elise Stefanik has been a largely outspoken proponent of President Trump, and that is the reason why they're delaying her nomination. What I believe is this Wednesday, they're interviewing Lori Chavez. They're still not going to make a decision until next week. Howard Lutnick should be next. Let's find out when his confirmation hearing is coming up. So they did confirm Howard Lutnick today as Secretary of Commerce. So that did, but they haven't updated it on the Associated Press page, which is the Associated Press. I call them the Associated Press page. They will not update it. So let's refresh it and see if they'll update it. The Associated Press paper. And they have updated it. So now it's just 5 people. Lori Chavez DeRemer, Jamison Greer, Kelly Loeffler, Linda McMahon, and Elise Stefanik. And it's interesting that they only interviewed Howard Lutnick once, and then they confirmed him. So if that's the case, why have they delayed? And I've already told you, this is week 4 of the Trump presidency. And Howard Lutnick is a billionaire, and he's pro-Bitcoin and crypto. And so they didn't want him to just get in there and start making some money for President Trump and get the economy going. So Lori Chavez, they're going to draw Lori Chavez out. They're not going to confirm her by Friday. Kelly Loeffler, they're going to play the delayed tactic with her. Jamison Greer, they should begin today. At least the discussions with Linda McMahon, they're going to close the Department of Education anyway. So it's kind of, the issue is kind of moot. So let's see Greer, Jamison. And Jamison Greer was with Trump before. So they've already began interviewing him, and they don't want Trump to be able to make any negotiations on trade. And he's already blocked. He's already blocked, or and when I say he, I mean President Trump. President Trump has already put some tariffs up against Canada, Mexico, and China. And now he's doing reciprocal tariffs. So it actually is okay that they're holding up Jamison Greer, because Donald Trump has these trade tariffs up to get the other countries to begin negotiating with us. The members of NATO, the European countries that are part of NATO, they have like 100, 200% tariffs against the United States. So a lot of goods in the United States cannot be sold in Germany and a lot of the Scandinavian countries because the trade tariffs are so high. So what President Trump is doing is just putting reciprocal trade tariffs to get them to come to the negotiating table. With that, I'm going to now go in and share the screen on this fraud that has been revealed by Elon Musk and his DOGE team. And here we are. This is directly from President Trump, courtesy of Fox News. So let's go ahead and start that.
Asking DOGE now setting their sights on Social Security, the Social Security Administration, the SSA, raising questions over mismanagement and signs of potential fraud. Fox Business, Hillary Vaughn's on that story today. What you find out, Hillary? Hello to you.
Good morning, Bill. Well, Social Security has a dead people problem, and DOGE is trying to fix it. An inspector general in 2023 found that the Social Security Administration did not have a death date for 18.9 million people born before 1920. The Social Security Administration says almost none of these 18 million dead people still alive in the database are getting benefits. But the inspector general says that because Social Security has not identified them as dead, other agencies who rely on their death master file could be making erroneous payments to these people. One agency that relies on Social Security death data is the Treasury. Improper payments across agencies is a huge problem. The Government Accountability Office says in 2023, there were more than $236 billion in improper payments made to people, including people that are dead.
When I saw the Social Security numbers, I said, wow, that's really something. So we have, let's just go above 100 years old. We have millions and millions of people over 100 years old. Everybody knows that's not so. How many of them were getting paid Social Security? Because if that's the case, it's a massive fraud.
Democrats, though, are not cheering the changes. Instead, they fear that fraud hunters at DOGE might leak your personal information.
There were thousands of people, and seniors came up to me and just said point blank, Ron, what in hell is going on back there with Social Security? If you have one of these 22-year-olds mishandle somebody's Social Security information, it gets out, that's going to be the mother of all identity thefts.
Bill, there's also a chance that taxpayers could see some of these savings. Elon Musk says he wants to talk to President Trump about a potential DOGE dividend, which would give taxpayers a check from some of the savings that DOGE has found. Bill?
Well, that'd be a story. We'd put that paycheck on the air. Thank you, Hillary. Nice to see you. Live on the Hill, Hillary Vaughn.
And there you have it right there. So I'm glad I took the 18.1 off and just put 18 million. There you have it. There is 18.9 million dead people over the age of 100 that were born before 1920. So we have 18.9 million dead people that were born before 1920 that are still on the Social Security insurance payroll, that are still receiving checks sent out to them. And as they pointed out, if they're not receiving checks, then other government agencies are using those dead people's Social Security number to issue payments out. So even if they're not receiving money directly from Social Security, since they still appear on the Social Security balance sheet as receiving payments, other government agencies are able to use those Social Security numbers and issue payments from other branches of the federal government. And that is what Elon Musk is uncovering. And it's interesting that none of the Democratic politicians or lawmakers or advocates are upset that 18.9 million dead people born before 1920 are still on the Social Security payout balance sheet. Instead, they want to complain that some young person has access to their Social Security number and may use that for fraud purposes. So it's interesting that Democratic politicians, leaders, and advocates are not appalled that 18.9 million people born before 1920 are still in the Social Security database with no dead date, and that fraud is able to occur. And they want to focus their attention on the fact that one of these 22-year-olds doesn't know what they're doing and is going to expose a live person that should be receiving Social Security and put their number out there for identity theft or fraud. So these Democratic lawmakers, politicians, and advocates, their priorities, their heart, and their morals are highly maligned and misguided. They don't care. Even feigning or appearing to care appears false. So we already know. I'm happy that this 18.9 million dead people's have been discovered. And I want Elon Musk and the DOGE team to purge and flush them from the Social Security database. And as many people said, is this 18.9 million people, the Social Security numbers that are dead but being reported as alive, and is that where the 20 million additional votes for President Joe Biden in 2020, is that where these votes came from? 20 million dead people from the Social Security insurance database. I believe so. What do you think? Drop a comment below. Let me know. We'll have more information. This whole fraud thing is just beginning, so we'll have it for weeks to come. We'll continue to report daily. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. We'll see you on the next run.